Hi everyone, this video will cover the topics osmotic pressure and reverse osmosis and is a continuation of the video on osmosis. So make sure you have watched it first before continuing further. In the previous video, we saw that addition of solute causes movement of solvent or water molecules to re-establish the equilibrium. As we add solute molecules to chamber B, it forms a solution due to the interaction with water molecules. Since this solution is separated from pure solvent in chamber A by a semi-permeable membrane, a pressure will develop in this solution which will be responsible for movement of water molecules. This pressure is called the osmotic pressure. So how can we define osmotic pressure? It is the pressure which develops in a solution when it is separated from its pure solvent by a semi-permeable membrane. This pressure is measured in atmosphere or bar units. If we try to just stop the flow of water molecules from chamber A to chamber B, we will require an external pressure to be applied on the solution side, that is, the chamber B. The magnitude of this external pressure will be equal to the osmotic pressure of the solution. So we can define osmotic pressure in another way, that is, the external pressure required to be applied on the solution to stop the flow of solvent when the solution is separated from pure solvent through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmotic pressure. For pure solvent, the value of osmotic pressure is 0, and for solution it is always positive. The magnitude of osmotic pressure will depend on the number of solute molecules present in the solution or the concentration of the solution. If a solution has less solute molecules, the magnitude of osmotic pressure will be less, and if a solution has more solute molecules, it will have a high osmotic pressure. Now let's see what happens when two solutions are separated from each other by a semi-permeable membrane. Suppose we have 4 solute molecules in chamber A and 3 solute molecules in chamber B. The osmotic pressure of solution A will be higher than that of solution B, and as expected, water will move from chamber B to chamber A to regain the state of equilibrium, since chamber B will have more free water molecules initially. So now we can define osmosis in terms of osmotic pressure. Osmosis is the flow of solvent from region of low osmotic pressure to high osmotic pressure through a semi-permeable membrane. One more thing to remember here is that osmotic pressure also depends on ionization. If we add one molecule of an ionizing solute which dissociates into 2 ions in water, it will develop an equal osmotic pressure to that of 2 molecules of non-ionizing solutes added in the same volume of water. Having cleared the concept of osmotic pressure, now let's try to understand what is reverse osmosis. Applying an external pressure equal to the osmotic pressure of the solution will stop the osmosis process. But if the magnitude of external pressure exceeds the osmotic pressure, it will result in backward flow of water molecules, that is, from chamber B to chamber A. This process is called reverse osmosis and has several applications. So now here's an assignment for you to solve. Pause this video and try to answer it in the comment section. So that is all for this video. If this was helpful, please click the like button and drop a comment to let me know. There are still a lot of topics to cover in this series, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel.